everybody. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a session here using my block detection. The idea right now is to switch out a few facilities. As you can see, I have my block detection running right now. With a few exceptions, everything is running pretty well. What I'm going to be doing, since I'm by myself, is running a unit train, a big coal train. It's going to be running on itself. It's going to be running by itself around the layout, so that I don't have to really pay attention to it, but I have to try to dodge it with my manifest train that's going to be coming out of the yard in a minute. So the red line you're seeing right now is the unit train going by. It's going through the town right now, and it's about to head up through the tunnel and then up the mountain. So while I try to switch the three facilities, let me tell you what they are. First, I'm going to come out of the yard and go to the lumber facility to switch out some cars there. Then I'm going to head over to the dock, pick up some tank cars for the paint facility. And at the paint facility, I'm also going to pick up a box car. So I'm dropping off tanks there and picking up a box. And then I'm going to head over to the brewery down here and switch out some cars there. So here we go. I'm going to take you over to the yard right now. I'm doing this with one hand with a GoPro. So pardon me if my video is a little choppy. So I'm going to head over to the yard right now. Our local train is waiting to depart. It's this one here on the arrival departure track. Engines 2815 leading and 2822 attached to it in a consist. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars hooked up. The center beam car is getting dropped off at the lumber facility, and so are the wood, the log cars there. But I'm picking up wood chips, 4 wood chip cars that are filled, already loaded from there. So before we do that, I have to head over to the dock, and I've been cleared. So let's come out of the yard and see what happens. I'm gonna put this here for now. Here we go. So as I head into this Y here, sorry about the mess. This is a reverse loop. So right now, what's controlling that in my control panel is the BXPA1, and it's also detecting it. But before I get to the connecting point, I have to switch. I have to get clearance from dispatcher to this line here. So let's go back to the panel. And let's switch that out. And eventually I'll do this on my iPad when I'm not trying to hold a camera at the same time, but I'm going to switch out. This is the line I need, and since we don't have the train coming right now, it's actually on the opposite side. I'm going to take advantage and jump on it. So as you can see, as I start the train up and it goes through that reverse loop, you're going to see that it activates the block. So I'm going to wait for it to clear. The gates are coming down, and I'm looking to see. So obviously, if I was running this train, I would call the dispatcher as soon as the last car would clear that block, so that he can free up the main line once again. And it is clear now. So let me go ahead and set that up for mainline. Now that I'm here, I'm already set up for the route that I need. So I'm going to take it through into the tunnel. And as I come out of the tunnel, so as we come out of the tunnel here, now we're heading up the 2%, and we're going to go past the lumber facility. And I know that's not very realistic, but you know, I like to make distance by just making, you know, loops. Plus we have to switch directions anyway, and that's why we're taking this route. So as we go past the lumber facility, we will be back for that stuff later. I just want to make sure I get my tank cars out of the way first. And heading over the bridges. And so since we're clear, I'm going to just change that turnout once again, so that the unit train can access its regular line. I'm just making sure everything's lined up. So you see the unit train's making its way into town as the local train is making its way toward the brewery. And then what I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to line the local train, which is going to be coming on this track here, so that it can access the dock in the right direction, because it does have to shove back to pick up those tank cars. So let's go back to the layout. You can see the local trains passing the brewery right now, which is right there, and the unit train is coming through and heading into town, and that switch was already clear from the previous dispatch call. So trying to run the local train a little bit fast because I want to be able to squeeze this into one video or two. It looks like it's going to have to be two. So as I make my way around, again, I'm doing this for distance purposes. I'm just trying to create distance here. It's going past a little neighborhood right there. And now this is going to eventually be the industry area. There's going to be a lot of industries in this area here. And then this corner, this wedge here, is going to be all the coal facility. Coal facility also rented some trackage from right next door. So the one with the black ballast right here, that's rented from the yard for coal. So now we're heading through the tunnel, which is the closet bypass, and I'm going to show you what the closet looks like. There it is. Now I don't have the scenery set up right now for the lift-out bridge, which is right here, but that's where it's headed now. And as we go through the lift-out bridge, we're on track main number 2. The one to the left of the locomotive is the short line, but right now I have one dead spot right after the shower, which is where it's going right now. So this is the shower bypass. As you can see, this box right here, which I wish was not here, is my shower, which we're not using. So that's why I decided to go through the shower. Now we're at the crossover by the dock, which is what I said before. Sorry about the messy dock right now. I'm still working on the warehouse and all the stuff right here. So as we go into the dock, past the ship here that just delivered all the crude oil into the holding tanks, and here are the tanks that I'm picking up right here. I'm just going to pick up 3 of them. So I'm going to slow my train down. And here comes the unit train on the upper level. It's going to go around the mountain. And so as I clear the switch that I need to access the tanks, I'm going to ask that it be switched so that I can get into facility. Now this switch is not set up yet, so I gotta either put a servo on it or a tortoise machine, but so I'm just sticking that tape in there so it stays put. And then let me just make sure my switches are lined up. Yes, they are. I'm picking up those 3 cars at the end, so let me back up my train. I already got clearance. Backing it up here. This guy driving the ship here is busy at work, setting up for the next route, I guess. So I'm going to slowly do this because the track isn't quite clean yet. I have to make a little bit of a bigger gap there. So there it is. I got a good couple. I'm going to slowly pull out here. Take the slack out. And then here we go. So now we're pulling these 3 tanks. I'm actually only delivering 2 of them. Well, I might do all 3 of them. And these are again going to the paint company, which needs, I guess, whatever latex or oil or whatever that is in there. So as the train comes through, this is what we consider the short line. I'm going to just go back and ask that this switch be put back so we can clear the main line. And here we go once again. Past the abandoned house. And I love this scene right here with the bridges and the water. Nice quiet part of the countryside. And as we go through, we're going to go on the lower part here past the lumber facility, which we'll be at later. But we need to get permission and clearance for the next track, because the main line, which is the upper part here where the grade is, uses that switch as well to get past the tunnel. So in other words, in order to get past this mountain here, the only way is to access the single track. So we're going to go back to the panel here, and as you can see, this is where the short train is that we just picked up the tanks with, and this is the unit train coming through by the industries right now. So we have plenty of time to get that switched out. So I'm asking my dispatcher to switch this, and then also switch this, because that gives us access to the paint. And here we go. We've been cleared. We're going to take the local train once again. Again, I'm going faster than I should, but just trying to make up for it. And then obviously once I clear the switch with the last car and I access the next block, then I'll be able to tell the dispatcher to switch to clear the main line. So, and then you can also see we're in that block. So as soon as I get into this block, we should be good to switch that other one. And it's happening right there. It's actually a perfect length train right now because it just cleared. And once I clear the other switch, which you can't tell from here because this is just one long block, but once I clear that next switch here by the crossings, I'm going to just once again tell the dispatcher that I'm through, and then once he sets this switch, then we're clear for the unit train to go through once again.